Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a Furphy or two to tell.
G'day everyone and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the podcast where we catch up and crack some cold ones. I'm your host Drew Agnew, and joining me along the bar are my good mates Ash, Tom and Dan. Boys, how we going today?
I'm super, as I always say. I'm always happy to be here with you gents and crack a couple of coldies.
Excellent, I love it. Ash, how about you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been keeping my ear to the ground, trying to find some good news stories to mix in with my Furphys this week. So I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, no, you've really upped our game here, Tom. We've got to sort of bring our A game to try and compete with you, but we'll see how we go this week.
You guys are good. You guys are good in your own right.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. We need a bit of flattery every now and again.
Felt a little patronising there at the end.
You know, you got to take a compliment where you get it, Ash. So it is what it is. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just make a do in the world as we go. Finding some stories, making up some Furphys. How about you, Drew?
Oh, no, very, very good, thank you, Dan. Come back from a honeymoon. You guys did a fantastic job of hosting the show. You Ash, who put it together, put it up on the podcast services, all of that stuff. So thank you very much for that. And I enjoyed listening to it at the pool in Darwin. So
I hope you did. I enjoyed getting very periodical pictures of you at the pool in Darwin.
Yeah, I'm taking.
I think I got like one or two, but it was still good. It looked very nice.
Yeah, the pool was really nice. I really did appreciate that. I just took some photos of my feet every now and again. Send them to Ash, see what he thinks of my feet. You know,
that's surely that's OnlyFans content
Yeah, I
now.
was going to say, that's the preview content before he starts selling those feet.
And if there's one thing everybody knows about me, if there's one thing I like more than salmonella, it's Drew's feet.
What about if you rub some raw chicken on those feet? What does that do for you?
Now we're talking, boys.
Why not have both?
Yeah, so no, it was a really great time. Thanks, guys. Just nice, relaxing time. I went. What did I do? we got pretty lucky because when we got to Darwin, we went out of town for a few days, and that was when the lockdown happened within Darwin. So we just got out of that, and then when we went back to Darwin, that's when the lockdown ended. So it was really quite lucky that happened. But I sort of did realize the first couple of days I was just uptight and stressed. I didn't realize how stressed I was. Just going normal everyday life, just going with the flow. It wasn't till you go away where you're like, Jesus, I needed this way more than I thought I did. So I'm happy that I was able to do it and got away with not being locked down and stuck up there. But to be honest, being stuck up there wouldn't be so bad either. It means I didn't have to come home to work. So
That's true. Silver linings.
Yeah. So how have you guys been finding the podcast? Dan, you haven't been on for a couple of weeks either, but Ash and Tom, you did one together and also another one with your friend Michael, I believe. He was a good listen as well. So that was fun.
He's a good egg.
He's a good egg, yeah. So,
he's a very creative gentleman, Michael. He'll say a lot of things that you'll never expect.
One of those
he's a legend. One of our best mates is Michael.
Yeah.
Pretty random lad. Is he?
I've enjoyed jumping on and having a yarn with Ash too. It's been good. Open up my eyes to a few things that were Furphys and a few things that weren't.
Most of the time was just me scrambling trying to work out what his Furphys were because I can never fucking do that.
Wow. Apart from last week. Last week you had, I think, a clean sweep. You got us with your Furphys and you picked almost everyone else's, I believe.
Yeah, I think Michael got me on one round and that was it. Everything else, I think I was good. That's the first time that's ever happened and it'll probably be the last.
But yeah, it was fun trying to carry the torch and keep that flame going for you, Big Daddy Drew, the podcast dad.
Yeah, I was laughing at that when I was listening to it at the pool. Actually, the big podcast Daddy Drew. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
the podfather.
That just shows the inner workings of my mind because I didn't plan to say that. It just came out when I was introducing the podcast.
Hey,
I like the Podfather. That
Podfather is
his
good.
title.
So hey, I'm the podfather here at Crackin Furphys. What does that mean? Is that sexual? Is that like you're a mob leader? Like what angle are we going at here? But no, I'm just a good bloke who likes podcasting. That's about it, mate.
No, you're just the leader of a pod of whales.
It's a bit of everything.
I mean, you guys aren't that big. Not
You guys
whales.
remember that band, POD?
Yes.
You are the front man of Pod.
Yep.
No, I'm not a very good singer, so I wouldn't be.
Neither was he.
Yeah, but he would have to be a bit better than me at least.
Right, we've got auto tune for that these days anyway.
True. I can be the next Justin Bieber. You know, I've missed the age bracket by a little bit, but you know, there's still time.
You
27.
certainly got the looks, though. Let's be honest.
Oh, of
And the
course.
voice. And the voice.
Oh yeah, of course.
And the charisma.
Oh, not the
You're
charisma,
the
just
full package.
yeah, not the charisma, Dan. Just everything else.
Is this the part in the show where we all pack on compliments and try and see how uncomfortable we can make Drew?
I'm already
it is.
pretty uncomfortable. I don't take compliments very well at all. So I'm one of those people. Like you know, I came to the conclusion a long time ago. If someone says something nice, just go, yeah, thank you very much. Whereas before I'll be like, oh no, I'm shit. Don't say that about me. But you know, just thank you very much, boys, for the compliments. And you guys are all wearing nice hats. I feel like I'm the only one not wearing a hat. Look,
Oh, I had to,
Is that like the only compliment you could come to the rest of us? Oh, you're all wearing nice hats.
oh, you're wearing beautiful hats. God, Dan's got a backwards cap on. You boys got beanies on. Wonderful stuff. Love
You're
it.
saying how charismatic and good looking you are. And you're like, well, you guys
You're
pull
just trying to
nice
show.
hats.
you know those things that aren't typically you, but you've added them to your person. Those are good.
Yeah, you're nothing without the hats, boys. Let's be honest.
Brilliant. I've missed you very much, Drew. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. It's the first podcast I've done since being back. So if I can't speak properly, that's why I haven't talked in 2 weeks. I haven't talked to Chantel, just been very quiet, been just bit of sign language here and there. But apart from that,
Holding up signs.
yeah, signs, yeah. I'm like
Gang signs.
I'm like a limo driver, just like yes, no. Just gonna, if it's not a yes or no answer, I can't answer.
I like it. You should just get like a little blackboard with a bit of chalk on a string. So anywhere you go, you don't have to talk. You just write down on your blackboard necklace what you want to say. So it keeps the vocal cords fresh for the next podcast.
I appreciate that, but why a blackboard? Why not a whiteboard? It seems a lot more, you know, a whiteboard's a lot cleaner. Let's be honest.
Blackboards are usually a bit bigger, and I like the texture of chalk in my hand.
I
So.
think you could get them any size you want, either of them.
And plus, if you run into someone who annoys you down the street, you can just run your fingernails down the chalkboard just to annoy them.
Defense mechanism.
Did you guys?
Mechanism me is shuddering at the thought of that.
Just takes me back to the days of like, you know, I think it was English in primary school where we have to go out and like write words on the asphalt, and you just got like this massive wad of chalk and you're writing the words. It just felt awful. Like you could
It really did.
just.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't like the feeling of chalk on blackboard in the first place, and then you go and put it on the asphalt, and you're like, yeah, no, not for me.
It's a great ASMR experience though, just being able to like it sounds nice. Like you got to be honest, takes you back to early school.
Spare a moment for all the gymnasts that have to like bury their hands in chalk before they get on the rings.
Oh,
I think it's chalk.
Just
It's
a whole chalk toss in the air sort of thing.
powder, some form.
it's
The
just
LeBron James
cocaine. They do it to numb their hands.
Numb the pain of going through life as a gymnast.
Ugh,
Golly.
this poor
All
gymnast.
right, this just derailed very quickly.
As it does when I'm on board.
No, I appreciate it. So, guys, let's jump in and try and crack each other's Furphy. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice Furphy. I had that
Crack a
right.
Furphy, crack a beer.
Actually, I got my Furphy over here. I better go and get it.
Oh, can he reach? He can. Oh, he's got the curly cord. He can definitely reach.
Oh, I got a curly cord.
Yeah. He's staying true to form.
Yeah, I got a
He's
Furphy.
going to be the only one because I'm actually on the CCs tonight.
Oh, it's a special occasion.
And I just want you all to know that I now have 2 open cans because I already had one open and I brought a second one in case we started before I finished the first, just so I could do the crack effect.
Ah, You got the fruit choc. Is that
I
the
got,
fruit
I
choc
got the
stout?
fruit. I got the fruit choc sour, apricot
Ooh.
peach sour.
Got
South
a fruit
Australian
chocs
finest.
drink. Wow,
Spicy.
It's an interesting taste.
it sounds like a good milkshake. I don't know about it. Like a can.
Or a smoothie, maybe.
Yeah.
had the white chocolate raspberry fruit choc ale. Got a fruit choc stout and a dark cherry fruit choc stout in the fridge, but I thought I went go something lighter tonight.
That actually sounds pretty nice.
Like, it's not bad, but I'm not going to be rushing out to drink it every time.
I am drinking, apart from the CC, the other drink that I have is a Gold Woodstock.
Jesus, you going out hunting tonight or what?
Hunting for Furphys.
Hunting snowflakes.
Gee.
All right.
All right, before I get cancelled, can we move on?
Yeah, all those snowflakes out there. But, oh, bloody, you got to melt us, Ash? Oh, bloody. Oh.
They're all rushing out to buy camo right now and like laying down in fields so he doesn't spot them.
Oh, far out. All right. Can I nominate myself to go first this week?
No, Dan goes
Ash, I
first.
nominate you.
Yes, Ash, you go first.
So the reason I want to go first is because I threw these together very, very quickly at the last second. Both of the true stories are from the same source, and I have a feeling that they might show up in other people's. So if I go first, that can't happen.
I love it, Ash.
All right, story number 1. Space Station supplies ship sending pizza delivery to International Space Station. Story number 2. Kanye West's new album Donda allegedly contains Latin satanic chanting in several songs when reversed and slowed.
I'll be upset if that isn't real.
Story number 3. Man who broke into SeaWorld tells court he just wanted to see the seals.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I was watching a video earlier today where this, I don't know if it was a dugong or it was bloody, it must have been it was a walrus. This massive walrus is belting up this car, and this man's just like staring at it, just like, what the fuck do I do?
You just take the L at that point, don't you? Like, well, now I need a new car.
Imagine trying to shift the walrus, just pushing into it.
Imagine filling out the insurance claim on that.
Hello, SGRC. An elephant seal just destroyed my vehicle.
I'd be like the Amy ads where it's like the guy just like pressing it on his phone, but except it's instead of like the house catching fire, it's a walrus destroying his car.
I mean, I want to believe in Daddy Jeff Bezos taking pizza to the stars.
I want to believe in Kanye West putting secret messages into Donda.
Just for the record, I never mentioned anything to do with Amazon or Jeff Bezos. That story.
Yeah, I know, but if it was anyone, it would be him, you know?
He's just putting stuff he wants to believe in. He's just, I really want to believe in myself. I think I can do it.
Completely new story.
I've uncovered the truth, boys.
I mean, I really want to believe there's a man who loves seals that much. But, like, the idea of not paying the ticket price is just insulting. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into the training of these marine animals and just their habitats and everything. And you got to pay for your ticket, man. You can't just go in there. You got to really help it.
Or maybe he still wanted to see the seals, but he didn't feel morally right paying SeaWorld.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Maybe he's just really skint, but really, really wanted to see those seals.
Maybe he just find his own fucking seals if he doesn't want to go to SeaWorld. You know what I mean? Just
Go down to Banner, get yourself some roof sealant, and just do a little squiggle out the back in the shape of a marine
I
animal.
knew where that was going as soon as you said go down to Banner, and I don't know what to say.
I hate me too.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Bunnings hat. Oh.
For those here in Adelaide, we've got the roof seal ads as well. So
That's true. The seal in the overalls.
the seal in the overalls.
Yes. All right. Where do we think we're going? Because I think we should try and, if not unanimous, a 2 out of 3 vote to see which is the Furphy here.
Or we could all just go one different one to make sure one of us gets it right.
Divide and
That's
conquer.
the worst way. That's like going to a horse race and betting on every horse.
I shotgun the seal. I want the seal. I just want to choose it, man.
You want that to be the Furphy?
Yeah.
You want that to be fake?
Yeah, man. I want it to be fake.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't listened to Donda. I think Kanye is a bit of a egotistical maniac, but I can 100% see him putting in backwards Latin chants into his music.
I can see that
Sounds
too.
very plausible to me.
So that's not the Furphy that you're picking, Dan?
I'm
I reckon it's the
leaning towards-
pizza.
I reckon it's the pizza. Imagine how cold and how bad that pizza would be by the time it gets to the space station.
So, Tom and Dan are both going with the pizza.
I'm
Are
going
you
to
going
lock in
with
the
the pizza
pizza.
as well, Tom?
Yeah. I have a funny feeling you're going to say it's Donda if we go this way. But yes, I'm going space station.
Drew's going
pizza.
for the seals. Well, I can confirm. Excuse me. I can confirm that the Furphy was Kanye's new album, Donda, allegedly containing Latin satanic chants.
Played us like a fiddle.
It was so believable that I knew the moment that I said something. I saw a
Yep.
tiny little grin on your face. I'm like,
Oh, you read
I
that
can't
poker
change
face.
it now.
I put
Too
these
far.
together in about 2 minutes, and I got all three of you with it. Pretty happy with that. Okay, so would you like to hear about the man who broke into SeaWorld or the space station at all?
I think Drew would like to hear about the SeaWorld seals.
Please. Give me those seals.
Give me one moment and I will let you know. So, a man has been handed a hefty fine after he was found trespassing late at night at SeaWorld on the Gold Coast earlier this month. The man represented himself in a Southport court today where he pleaded guilty to trespassing. He'd been captured on CCTV jumping the fence to the theme park at 9:40 p.m. February 10th. He told the magistrate that he wasn't drunk and just wanted to see the seals. Oh, he was only fined $800.
I mean, $800 isn't like pocket change.
It's like for doing something like that though. When you like, a lot of people would be doing a lot of stupid stuff if they did break in there.
But he was just admiring the marine sea life.
Oh, that's what he told them he was doing. Yeah, that is from 9 News. Yeah, I actually expected the fine to be in the multiples of thousands. It was only $100. I'd probably do that for some intimate seal time.
If you put it that way.
Would anybody like to hear about the space station, or are we good with that one?
What sort of pizza was it?
I'm too hurt.
Are we talking ham and pineapple, or are you talking barbecue meat lovers?
Okay, so American multinational aerospace company Northrop Grumman's latest space station delivery includes pizza for 7. The company's Cygnus cargo ship rocketed away from Virginia's eastern shore on Tuesday. It should reach the International Space Station on Thursday. Well, it's pizza for 7, so I would assume that there are multiple pizzas. The 3,700 kilogram shipment includes fresh apples, tomatoes, kiwi, along with a pizza kit and a cheese smorgasbord for the 7 astronauts. This is a pretty weird headline, actually, because they sent a lot of food, but they've only picked out the pizza
Yeah,
as the headline.
And they have to make it themselves.
I
Yeah, they
would
made
have
it
thought that
sound
like the
like it was like
cheese
a Domino's.
smorgasbord would have been a more interesting headline if they were going to pick one thing. But
See, they made that sound like it was like a Domino's delivery or something.
yeah, that's why I thought it was interesting. That's why I chose it. But that's also from 9 News. Yeah, there you go.
There are French and Italian people outraged by this development.
I mean, everyone just loves pizza, so I guess that's a good enough reason.
This is very true.
Food of champions.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
I reckon you can, Dan.
I think I've just volunteered. All right. Story number 1. Drunk tourist in the Italian Alps accidentally climbs mountain instead of returning to his hotel. Story number 2. Hidden World War I lair revealed as a glacier melts in the Swiss Alps. And story number 3. Snowboarder in the Swiss Alps survives avalanche by outrunning it.
Oof.
He's got to be one of them Usain Bolt kind of blokes.
I think he might have by outrunning, he might have been on a snowboard when it happened.
No,
He was just running.
his legs.
He had them tennis
just
rackets
running.
tied to his feet, you know?
It doesn't even have the tennis rackets. He's just running through the snow and he's managed to outrun it.
Just Chuck Norris it through the snow.
Chuck Norris would have turned and faced the avalanche and won.
Got his beard to punch it.
It would have just like melted in front of him just before it even got to him.
So my initial thoughts is that the World War II lair sounds very, very plausible because I think Germany were heavily involved in this in Switzerland.
And
During
firing the
World War
Panzer
II.
Shrek.
No, that was Gary Oldman. I don't know. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go with one. I'm going to go with the snowboard one because unless that's the slowest avalanche ever, I just am not sure you could possibly outrun an avalanche.
I'm going to flip you on your head, and I'm going to go it was the first one. I'm going to say it was the drunk man. Climbs the mountain instead of going to his hotel room.
And Drewby, the podfather.
I reckon I might go number one as well, but people can do some dumb shit when they're drunk though, so surely they could manage that. But
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
we'll see how it goes.
People can do some dumb shit when they're drunk because that one was true. Ash has picked the Furphy.
Hey.
Oh, Ash! Jesus Christ, mate.
My hot streak continues.
Would you like to hear about this drunk mountain climber?
I would love to hear about
Yeah.
the drunk mountaineer, please.
An Estonian man visiting the Alps in Italy became heavily intoxicated, couldn't find his hotel, and ended up climbing a mountain. Usually, an episode involving intoxication results in the drunk in question just sort of falling down. Rarely does an alcohol-fueled situation involve things heading in the opposite direction. Except on Tuesday, apparently, when in the Alps in Italy, an Estonian tourist, only known as Pavel, managed a feat that not many could achieve while sober. Instead of heading to his hotel, he wound up climbing a nearby mountain. Normally, tourists would be aware of street inclines when in a foreign land. However, in this case, Pavel was so drunk after a few glasses in the resort town of Cervinia in Valle d'Aosta, when he took a wrong turn walking back to the hotel, he didn't even notice he was increasing his altitude with every step he took. In fact, his path turned out not to be a straight at all, but the 20-kilometer Ventina, one of the longest ski runs in the Alps,
Oh my God.
where skiers start hitting the slopes at its apex around 2,400 meters above sea level.
Mate, I know I'm drunk, but it's getting bloody hard to breathe up here.
That is a very, very impressive.
Anybody else's eyeballs feel like they're going to explode?
What was he drinking as well that just got him that drunk?
Just want to put this out there. I know that all of us have or do play sports or have played sports in the past. Have any of you ever gotten like really, really, really drunk and then played the next day
Oh,
and
yeah.
still
great.
been
It's not fun.
pretty drunk? I've played some of the best games I've ever played in footy when I've been like still
Semi-cut.
pretty drunk. So I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, last weekend with soccer, I had a couple of drinks because it was Bryce's birthday. So went over there for a couple of drinks when I played soccer, and I'm like, yeah, I might actually play better, you know. But no, I just got puffed out a lot quicker. So
There's a difference between getting there if you're hungover, like if you've sobered up. That's definitely makes you very exhausted very quickly. But if you're still drunk, then you're just like you don't know your limits. You don't know where you are.
You got to go that perfect golden hour, the point where you're still drunk and you're slowly starting to realize I'm not so drunk anymore, and that bit where you start to feel hungover. There's like that little perfect ratio.
The
right in
golden
middle.
zone.
It's like the golden hour for filming, except it's for playing sports.
yeah, there was one time where my mate and I, we had a big time out in Mount Gambier, and the next day I had a soccer game in the afternoon, and I reckon that was the sickest I've ever been. I woke up, went to the toilet, and I passed out as I was going to the toilet. My hand went through like his parents' toilet paper dispenser, absolutely smashed it. So basically I had to wait like as long as I could to drive back because it was like a half an hour drive to get there. So It was pretty messy, and it was funny too. Actually, that was a good game. We won by 4 goals. I think I might have actually got a goal. It was against Sharks, Tom, back in the day.
Oh, right.
And
yep.
we won by a fair bit. So maybe there is something to that. Maybe that was my golden.
There's a bit of merit to
time,
it,
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We hit the golden zone.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe it was something.
Do we
to
want to hear about the World War One bunker, or do we want to move on?
I'd like to hear a little bit about it. I just
Yeah.
want that sort of stuff interests me.
that. Yeah. Whole history lesson, Dan. We've got 2 hours. So.
Well, welcome to History with Dan. Researchers have recovered a treasure trove of World War One artifacts from a cave shelter in northern Italy revealed by the melting of a glacier. During the war, the cave shelter housed 20 Austrian soldiers stationed at Mount Scorluzzo, Scaluzio? I don't know. On the Alpine front, close to the famous Stelvio Pass, historian Stefano Morosini told CSN. While people knew the shelter existed, researchers were only able to enter it in 2017 as the surrounding glacier melted, added Mr. Morosini, who was scientific coordinator, blah, blah, blah. Inside, they found food, dishes, and jackets made from animal skins, illustrating very poor daily life of the soldiers who had to deal with extreme environmental conditions, such as temperatures going below -40.
Do you ever wonder what this soldiers positioned in places like that were doing? Like they surely had no
Surviving.
strategic vantage at any point in the war. They were just sort of there. Like, why were they there? Why did they build that bunker? Anyway, that's just
They just want that double danger rate for the family back home. You know, they're just trying to provide, man.
Yeah, they're just metal hunting.
get that
This
medal
is
of
not
honor.
Purple Hearten?
Well, but they get the Purple Heart, and they get a Purple Heart from being in the skull for that long.
True. Very true.
I like that.
Daddy Drew, do you want to go next or do you want me to jump in with some Furphys?
You go next, man. We'll go around in this clockwise rotation.
This is a beautiful friend circle that we have.
Yeah, it's like a primary school playing Duck, Duck, Goose, but we're just not in person.
We're
For
all
anybody
gooses.
listening that's not watching, our pictures on the screen are going around clockwise for what Drew's saying, because otherwise that would make no sense.
True. Thank you for
I
that.
don't even
Ash.
understand what's happening because you just are all fixed in one spot.
No, that's what I mean, is that it's me and then it's Dan
Yeah,
and then it's you
so-
and then it's
so
Drew. So it's
Drew-
clockwise on the screen.
So we got Drew top left, Ash
I'm just stupid.
fuckface top right, Dan bottom right, and Tom bottom left.
All right, Dan. Why'd you just call Ash a fuckface? All right, there's no need for that.
Let's get it all out.
So, okay, my display name in this chat room is Ash brackets fuckface, but it was Goose Goose when I joined, and then I looked at everyone else. It was like, everyone else is using their name. I should probably change it. So I changed it to Ash brackets fuckface.
Yep, full name. So
Yeah. We got to have. There's no
It was
middle
quite
name.
awkward when they went to name him on his birth certificate and they had fuckface as his middle name.
It's really weird that they use parentheses as well on the birth certificate, but I don't know. My parents were drunk.
All right. Headline number 1. Shall I do what I normally do and give you a little bit of a read up as I go, or should I just headlines and if you want to ask questions, we'll go from there?
Just
Well,
do it
I
how
think
you want to do it,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think you've gone to the effort, so you can may as well do it how you want.
Yeah.
All right. First headline is paint absorbs 99% of light, kills houseplants. The second headline is pi calculated to a new record of 62.8 trillion digits. And the next one, scientists transform water into shiny golden metal.
King Midas is a scientist now.
If you've got
Wow.
any
okay.
questions, I can give you a little bit of information that I
Is
ever so
this-
lovingly create every week.
Is this black? Is this the Ventra black phenomenon?
In
The one-
the write-up, it says that it's black 3.0. So I don't know if many of you guys know, there was a guy that created apparently the blackest black on Earth, and he didn't want to share it with
Yes.
anyone, so he got it patented. The people that make black 3.0 are a rival company. They started off making the pinkest pink on Earth and not selling it and selling it to everyone but the guy that made the blackest black. And then since have been crowdfunded and have gone back and made Black 3.0, which is now proven to be the blackest black on Earth.
This is pettiness to a new level. I'm loving this.
So there's the bean in Chicago, which I think was designed off the top of my head by that dickhead who wouldn't give away the patents, and then everyone so often now and then will graffiti the bean because he designed it in the pink that everyone else is allowed to touch but him.
Yep.
What was number 2 again? Sorry.
Number 2 was pi, calculated to a new record of 62.8 trillion digits. It took a supercomputer 108 days to run the calculations, and researchers in Switzerland are set to break the record for the most precise value of the mathematical constant pi.
You're right.
And then we've got the King
No idea.
And then we've got the King Midas water.
Yes, in a mind-bending experiment, scientists transformed purified water into metal for a few fleeting seconds, thus allowing the liquid to conduct water already conducts electricity, but unfiltered water can already conduct electricity, meaning negatively charged electrons can easily flow between molecules, because unfiltered water contains salts, according to the statement about the new study. However, purified water contains only water molecules whose outermost electrons remain bound to the designated atoms, and thus they can't flow freely through the water. I see Ash scratching his chin, and he's like, there's too many scientific terms in that. Makes me think that's the Furphy.
No, there's actually the complete opposite. I'm an electrician, and that is very scientifically accurate. So it makes me think that it's true.
See,
I don't know about
enough-
the transforming to metal bit, but that seems like you've gone through too much effort to do a write-up if it's fake. But you do this to us as well, which
I didn't pay
this is
enough
why I hate your write-ups.
science. I didn't pay enough attention in year 8 science to be able to differentiate. So
The old
I'm
bait
just
and
like-
switch.
I'm just a massive weird person. I love physics for some reason, and I also am an electrician, like an auto electrician. So I just know that stuff about electricity. I don't know about the turning water into metal bit. That sounds very strange. I don't know how they would do that, but also
down to the little too alchemic for me.
the problem I have with that is going into the science a bit deeper is that like atomically water can't be changed. It's just
A matter of equivalent exchange, or
all right, Alphonse, slow down. God, I have no idea. Look, I'm just going to say that one sounds too scientifically accurate to me to be wrong. And now you've done this to me in the past, and it's been the Furphy, but I'm going to rule that one out for myself.
okay.
Drew, what are you thinking of?
I'm going to go with number 2,
Number 2,
with the pie one.
who doesn't like pie?
Yeah. See, I don't know. Fucking, it's over my head, mate. It's over my head.
I'm immediately ruling out. I'm immediately ruling out the first one. I think Black 3.0 is real. I think I've seen that cross across my feed once or twice. So I'm between Pi and King Midas.
I'm going to go with number 2 because why not?
All right. So what did you go with, Ash?
I went with number 2.
So all going for number 2?
Oh, we're all got
I'm
number
gonna
2.
I'm going to go point number 3 as a point of difference.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I didn't realize we all got number 2.
I can tell you that the Furphy was number 1. Paint absorbs 99% of light and kills houseplants.
So someone on my Facebook feed has been lying to me.
No. See, this is what I do. I cleverly weave the truth within the lies. The Black 3.0 is a real thing, but there's been no proof that it's killed houseplants or anything like that. I had a write-up saying that there was an art student that went to Maryland Institute College of Art and photographed her plants slowly decaying next to a canvas that she painted with Black 3.0.
Well played, sir. Well played.
So the only reason I didn't think that one was a chance was the chat that you and Dan had at the start talking about the companies and stuff. I was like, well, that's obviously real then.
Fucking hell, Dan. You threw us off, mate. This is on you, mate.
Run about, Tom.
I take this too seriously, I think. Like, I spent a good hour on this today. I'm like, how can I get them?
Well, it went well. You did say before we started that you had good Furphys and you weren't wrong.
Yeah, that's a delicious Furphy, Tom. Oh, I'm choking on my own Furphy, actually. Well, since you spent so much time on your Furphy, let's jump into mine, which I spent barely any time on. But this is mainly to get a laugh out of you boys, so let's see how we go. So the first one is Zachary Rolfe to find out morning of trial whether it will proceed. He's up for a murder trial. The next one is unable to go to his auntie's funeral because of COVID. An Australian farmer made a giant love heart from sheep. And where's my Furphy gone? Oh, here it is, boys.
Oh,
The tension is killing me.
So this one is the auntie of Zachary Rolfe's funeral went off without a hitch. So there's that.
Wait, can you read number 1 and number 3 again, please?
Is the farmer who made the love heart also named Zachary Rolfe? The plot thickens.
So the first one's Zachary Rolfe to find out morning of trial whether it will proceed. The second one was unable to go to his aunt's funeral because of COVID. An Australian farmer made a giant love heart from sheep. And number 3 was the auntie's funeral went off without a hitch and she was murdered by Zachary Rolfe. I love putting such a dumb one out after such a sophisticated one.
I mean,
It took me so long in my mind to work out like what they were and how they worked together.
I had it written down, but it disappeared. I'm like, oh fuck.
I also just noticed that halfway through that when you read
I
the
know.
first 2, before you said the third one, you said, "Oh, where's my Furphy gone?"
No. After I said that, I'm like, oh fuck. Oh well. Play into it.
So I'm going to go with number 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or is he bluffing us with that line? The mind games continue.
I'm gonna go with number 1.
I'm going to go with number 3.
I'm going to go with number 3.
Oh, something's got to be different.
It's actually kind of crazy here, boys, but the Furphy's number 3.
Hey!
I actually did know number 2, though. I read that at some point
Yes.
through the week. I don't even know why, but I did.
Yeah, I know why, because it was on 9news.com. That's why. I got mine from time.com just to be a bit different, you know. Can't have the same headline that you probably saw unless you're going on time.com all the time. But this one's actually quite
All the time.com.
all the time.com. I love that site. What would they be saying all the time? Would it be like a history site or something? All the time.com?
Time's a magazine, so it's probably.
Yeah, time is. I'm just saying all the time.com.
Oh, okay.
Let's find out. I'm just going to type that in right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be like meat spins or something. Good luck, Dan.
So do you guys want to hear about my 2 dumb stories
We're having
Personally, I
trouble
want to hear
finding
about the
that
third
site.
one, but
Well, I've already read number 2. Number 1, I don't know anything about. Is that COVID related? Number 1?
Who's Zachary Rolfe?
So I read. I know nothing about this. I literally just got because I spent just for the audience. I spent my time before we started to work out this goddamn live streaming stuff. So the actual content of the show suffered. I'm sorry, boys. So the article reads: the High Court of Australia has reserved the decision to grant a state application for the murder of Zachary Rolfe. The prosecution made the last-minute bid to put the trial on hold after a separate application to the High Court was made to appeal an earlier decision handed down by the Supreme Court of Northern Territory. In that decision, the full court ruled Mr. Ralph's legal team can argue a defence which protects police officers from criminal liability for acts done in good faith while performing their duties. So I'm actually not quite sure like what's going on here, to be honest.
So it sounds like
I shot him, but he was being a danger to the public.
It was a police officer, and he's obviously done something to stop somebody or to help somebody else that was being attacked by somebody. He's intervened in some form of situation. In doing so, has accidentally done a murder. I don't even know that it's accidentally because it's a murder case and it's not manslaughter. I don't know. That's a weird one, and I haven't heard anything about it.
So, I mean, to be fair, he was slowly feeding him rat poison over a period of 6 months, but it was all for the good of Australia. It was for the good of the people.
Self-defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this guy was
rat poison for self-defense.
Toilet paper on the roll the wrong way around. He had to be dealt with.
You're acquitted. You're free to go.
A true criminal.
So
they say he enjoyed banana on pizza, so they were just like, this guy's going to be removed from the gene pool.
Oh Jesus!
He put some milk in the bowl before the cereal. Let's face it, this guy was going to end up being the real murderer. I don't know. The idea of just the astronomical odds of this happening, but just like if it was, and one of our 20 listeners happens to be the family of the people that this guy murdered.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, never thought of that.
How dare you?
Fucking hell. That's actually a good maybe thing to keep in mind. If we're putting something out there, who knows?
Mean, to be fair, we don't know who this guy is. We don't know what he's done. We're just making baseless jokes, really.
I mean, it's basically what you said. He was an Indigenous man who was killed by police. So he was accused of murdering a 19-year-old during an attempted arrest in a remote community of the Northern Territory in 2019. So, I guess police dealt with him, and that's what happened, and they're still going today. But yeah, sad story.
Well, it's a very somber end to that funny round.
Now I feel quite sad.
Yeah, well.
Well, that brings Crackin Furphys to a I hope you all go and cry.
You guys don't have any more stories you want to put out? You just want to do one each?
Well, I think Tom had a second round.
Yeah.
Tom, I did not.
Tom's got the good ones. We need to. I need to take a page out of Tom's book.
You want me to crack another lot? Yeah.
Yeah, give us your second round. Why not?
Right. Okay, so first up we have humpback whale swallows lobster diver, spits him out. Doesn't taste too good. Second headline is exemption to be made for China's elite esports hopefuls. And lastly, it's so hot in Dubai, the government is artificially creating rainstorms.
They all sound plausible.
I know personally that one of them is true. I won't share which one it is, but I know personally one of them is true. So it's 50-50 for me. But yeah, you're right. The other two definitely sound plausible.
I like the idea of the humpback whale just spitting it out. Could you imagine what they'll feel like?
I'll have that. No, I won't.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit written up for each of them if you want to hear a little bit more.
That'll be good.
Yes, please.
As I do, humpback whale recently swallowed a Cape Cod lobster diver. This is a highly unusual event, but one expert told Live Science that there are certain types of behaviours that could have led to the man being swallowed, such as diving too close to the whale's normal food. Michael Packard was 45 feet, or 15 metres, deep in the coastal waters of Provincetown, Massachusetts, on Friday, June the 11th. When he was suddenly gulped inside the mouth of an enormous marine animal. His quote says, "All of a sudden, I felt this huge bump and everything went dark," he told WBZ TV News. right up for the China's esport hopefuls is after announcing the restrictions placed upon online game time for the youth of China. I'm going to butcher this name. Yinghua Chen is a director of Allied Esports Entertainment and is lobbying to arrange an exemption to the elite esport athletes amidst uncertainties of the government's latest statement. And lastly, it's so hot in Dubai that the government is artificially creating rainstorms, with temperatures in Dubai regularly surpassing 115 degrees Fahrenheit. The government has decided to take control of the scorching weather. Scientists in the United Arab Emirates are making it rain artificially using electrical charges from drones to manipulate the weather and force rainfall across the desert nation.
I'm going to go number 3, mainly because
You don't play God.
no, yeah, you don't play God. Yeah,
I'm also leaning towards number 3 because it's a designation.
oh, look at Ash's face, Dan. What's fuck.
Oh, that's a valid point.
Oh, what are you doing there?
I feel like I've heard something about
He's
a
cringing.
humpback whale swallowing someone before, but now I'm wary based on what Tom pulled last round.
That's what I do. So the seeds of doubt. And
What are you thinking, Ash?
He's going to give it away, though. He's going to say the one that it isn't. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to say which one it isn't. I'm leaning towards number 3 as well because originally I was leaning towards number 2. But
What are you pulling that face in when we say number 3? What are you fucking doing to us?
He's
Look, the only
he's a
reason I'm
double
leaning
agent.
towards number 3 is because for some odd reason, I very vividly remember that China has actually made artificial rain before the 2008 Beijing Olympics because of how bad their smog was in Beijing. They were making artificial rain to try and deal with it. But that's not even close to how they did it, which is why I'm thinking that might not be true. But then again, that was a long time ago. Maybe it's just easier to do it this way now. I don't know.
But the water's still got to come from somewhere, and it's a desert nation.
He's got it. Well, I'm going to stay with number 3 because
Yeah, I'm going to go with number 3. Go with the gut.
too good at this, Tom. What the fuck?
For a point of difference, I'm going to go number 2.
All right. Well, I can gladly say that number 2 is the Furphy. Well done, Dan.
Well done, Dan. Well done. You last minute
That's the
pivoting
last
bastard.
stroke as well.
What was number 2 again?
Number
The
2.
Chinese esport,
Yes.
which almost sounded like too low scale compared to the other 2.
Yeah, I was originally going to go with that just because I was like, I don't think anybody would dare to oppose a government law in China. But then when you said how they were doing the storm thing, I was like, oh, that just does not sound at all how I remember it being done when it was done in Beijing.
No, apparently that's legit. Meteorology. I can't say that word.
Meteorologist?
That word. Officials released video footage this week showing a downpour over Ras Al Khaimah, as well as several other regions. The new method of cloud seeding shows promise in helping to mitigate drought conditions worldwide without as many environmental concerns as previous methods involving salt flares.
Well, that's probably what they were doing in China because I remember they were shooting some sort of like little rocket into the sky that would like burst, and I think that's what they were doing. Where they were seeding the clouds and it would make it rain. So that must have been what they were doing back then. The salt flares.
Yeah.
Weird that I remember that. How long ago was that? What is it? 2021. That was 13 years ago.
Spicy.
Admittedly, if you guys hadn't picked before me, I probably also would have gone point number 3. So,
Well, there you go. Well, Tom, you're too good at this. It bothers me.
Yeah, we're going to have to kick him off. We just asked him.
Leagues
to come on.
ahead.
I don't know.
streets ahead.
You guys do it in such a different way that I approach this that it's still exciting and it's still like, am I going to get this right? I don't think I've really I don't think I've guessed one of Ash's correctly in like 3 weeks. So
There's strength in simplicity.
exactly. I just tend to overthink things sometimes as well.
But I don't know. I reckon apart from last week, I have not gotten a single one of yours.
Hot streak, man. Hot streak.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it. Well,
There you have it.
I think that brings us to the end of the show, boys. Thank you very much for joining us. Anything else we'd like to talk about before we run away?
Oh, is there no Furphy rap in the bar this week?
Don't know. I haven't seen him, but don't know. Have you any of you guys
Taking
seen
a
him?
week off.
Nah, he's had a few weeks off. He wasn't in the last couple of weeks, actually. He's been lazy, that rep.
He's having a few weeks of sobriety.
I think he's I think he actually came down with COVID and he's been locking down pretty hard.
Oh Jesus, is he all right?
Poor fella.
Maybe we
I
should give
reckon
him.
Good luck, Mr. Furphy rap.
I'll have to give him a phone call next week. Just make sure he was all right.
Possibly he was in New South Wales. So
Nah, he's just partying with Gladys. You know the drill.
Oh, Gladys. I got a grudge against her, but
lockdown will be extended to 2072.
If anybody doesn't know that was a clip of a news reporter who went to say, I think she went to say at least the 20th of September, but for some reason said 2072 during the broadcast.
I haven't seen that. No.
It was for Victoria's. The lockdown in Victoria, they're just like Dan Andrews has announced, the lockdown in Victoria will be extended until 2072.
Everyone's just looking at the TV. Fuck.
There's also a great video that I sent to a heap of people. It was like a TikTok one. It was sent to me. I don't have TikTok. Don't judge me. Of like Gladys Berejiklian, and it was like people had cut and pasted all of her news conferences, like press releases, whatever it is, press conferences, mixture of the two. And it just like had mixed the words and made her just sound like a psycho and saying that she was a dictator and like you weren't allowed to leave your house ever again and shit. It's so funny.
on the topic of Gladys bin chicken,
Ooh.
the reason I have a grudge against the New South Wales government is she cost me a job offer on Monday.
Oh,
Well, what happened there?
I had a 12. They were applied to Southern Cross Austereo, who run Star FM back home and run Triple M and SAFM up in Adelaide. I was going to be a position in Adelaide, 12-month contract to do like media sales coordination, just like entry level stuff. But because Sydney are so far down the drain that the head office in Sydney closed the position. So I essentially got hired and made redundant on the same day.
Oh, so sorry, dude.
So, and that is why I now have a grudge against the New South Wales government.
that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Sucks.
fair.
Yeah.
I reckon they could probably change. You know how like all the number plates have like little cool things they have underneath? Maybe they could just change New South Wales to the prison state.
The COVID state.
Just lock down the borders, lock down the houses, lock down the pets and small children. Just lock it all down.
No,
Just
who
lock down
would
everything.
win in that, like, for like Victoria, New South Wales, for like that
Have a
title
lock off.
though?
I dare you.
Lock off.
Well, Victoria I think it's Melbourne actually, specifically Melbourne, in about, I think by they said it, I listened to it on the briefing today or yesterday, by the 20th, I think, of September, which we will be locked down until at least. By the 20th, we will have overtaken Buenos Aires in Argentina for the most days in lockdown in the world during the pandemic for any city. So I think that Melbourne would probably win.
Yeah,
We got
I'd say
gold,
so.
boys. It doesn't matter. Always strive to be the best.
Coming for you, Argentina.
Argentina ain't got shit.
Man, that's
Unless you don't know what hit him
a massive statistic. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
in the world. And I've been living here the whole time.
I got
Oh,
out just before it started.
Yes, you did. And I'm very envious.
Hey,
Hey,
All right.
them big boy numbers.
yeah,
We're about to hit an hour, so I guess we should probably finish her up there.
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
No worries.
Thanks
Good to see
again.
you again, Podcast Daddy.
Catch you soon.
See you,
Bye,
Podfather.
Podfather.
See you, kids. Crackin Furphys is lovingly crafted and recorded in the southeast of South Australia. The show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Agnew, and my co-hosts are Ash Wallace, Daniel Treadray, and Thomas McRobert. If you enjoy my work here as well as on my other podcasts, The House of Mario, Encore at The House of Mario, and A Drew Story, help spread the word by sharing us with a mate or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would like to show further support and help me achieve my goal of freeing up one working day a week to spend more time refining and creating podcasts, please consider checking out patreon.com/idruby, where for only $1 you get access to my secret recordings where I share everything behind the scenes. A big thank you to the legend DJ for supporting the content at the podcast producer level on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.